What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Shout out to Behind the Fam. Shout out to Behind the Fam. We live when we doing our reactions today. Most time we not live. Shout out to Stream Elements. That's the robot. Hey, shout out to Brian. Shout out to Wendy. Don't forget we live when we doing our reactions, man. The Music Recording Network live. We are talking about Suge Knight today. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to whoever else is. Brian was the first one up in there, y'all. Who's in the house? I can't see at the bottom because Cookie. Oh my God, Cookie. I can talk about Cookie for an hour and a half. I think Cookie, you the coolest. Cookie need to hold a class on how to be cool. You can teach some of the men too, Cookie. She laid back, cool. Boy, we be having drag out battles and everything, and Cookie is just like, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. She don't say shit. Oh my gracious, did he say, she say, y'all, you on timeout, you blocked this, that. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the other channel. That's my girl right there, man. Thank you, Uncle Mike. I love him. Yeah. So, but most definitely, thank you, Uncle Mike. Along. Oh, that's along behind the fame. Yep. Yeah. So I like to laugh and joke with and to hear. Lord have mercy, I forgot. And Mina. Oh, last but not least, my beautiful Mina, who gets on my nerves. I think the person you love their job is to get on your nerves so you can see how much strength you can withstand. But anyway, love it to death, man. We're gonna get this thing together. Hey, check this out. Suge Knight gives shocking interview. This was done 3 hours ago, man. So this is kind of new. I thought we was gonna be talking about the Suge Knight interview about Ray J, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, real talk. I really think Ray J got some issues that he know that he got kids, man, and he out there doing some undercover brother type stuff, if you know what I'm saying. I really think that, and I think that these demons is bothering him, and let Suge Knight tell it. So we did a reaction of Suge Knight from jail, and it involved that Whitney Houston situation when Whitney had told Suge Knight things like, Ray J around here, we doing drugs together, but he trying to kiss on me and all this type of stuff. And I mean, shoot, if I was around Whitney, I would try to kiss her too, but I ain't doing no drugs. But anyway, without any further ado, man, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. Uncle Mike just happy to be back. Thank everybody who followed me over to the Philippines. Appreciate y'all, man, who support the channel, because the channel is actually helping people. That's what we are all about. Them two words together is what I love. I love to help people. So now I ain't gonna give you shit. I ain't gonna just somebody call and ask me, I need a new car, can you help me? Well, shit, I need a new car too. My mama asking me for a new car and I can't help her. What the hell? Anyway, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Disclaimer, y'all, the views and points is not about us. Allegedly. All this is allegedly. That's all you got to say for a disclaimer.
Suge Knight, happy to have you, my man.
Hey, man, heard some good things about you. I don't listen too much or hear too much in here, but, I just be doing my time,
Yeah, man, finally made it happen, man. I've been trying to get you on the platform for a while now, man.
Well, man, I'm happy to be here. And like I said earlier when we first chopped it up, it's always a blessing to use our platform and use our time to help each other. And I think that's one of the most important things that we need to do for one each other. For all, I want to really talk to you, give you the opportunity, because one of the things I really don't like and care for in this business is the culture vultures. You know, the people who don't care about us. That's all they want to do is take. Don't want to give back.
Don't want to give.
A lot of times people try to rewrite history. It'd be great to do an interview with you and stand on the truth. And that's being said, since I've been gone over 10 years now. I know there's been a lot of questions about Death Row and how Death Row got started, who was a part of Death Row. And the thing is, when I started Death Row, nobody never gave me nothing but God. And I had to grind and get it, but I got it.
Facts.
And the FBI, every law enforcement investigated me, see if I did anything illegal, being black for somebody that really from Compton, instead of talking about they from Compton. So that's been said. If you look back, the name Death Row, I came up with that name. Not only did I come with that name, when I decided to name the company Death Row, and when I was going through the process of being able to get the rights to call my company Death Row, it was another guy had Death Row also. But his was still like Def Jam. So I had to find that individual. I gave him like 10 grand to buy his company and was able to make the real Death Row records. My little homie who I love to death, Hen Dog. Hen Dog drew the logo. Hen Dog, rest in peace, M.I.
Damn.
Peter Hen Dog. I know there's been a lot of stuff about Michael Harris and Lydia Harris has something to do with Death Row. It's not true. When I first met Lydia Harris, she came with my homie. It's like a brother of mine, Ryan Brown. She was looking for tracks because she wanted to be a singer. So Ryan Brown brings her by the studio. Said, Death Row was already up and going. A lot of songs was already done. And I had a group called the Convicts, 3-2 and Big Mike. All around the world for those dudes. They was the ones who run the word Big Baby to our artists. They were signed to Rap-A-Lot. Lydia told me that her husband owns Rap-A-Lot. He's in prison. I said, well, shit. If he got the Ghetto Boys, I want to buy Rap-A-Lot. At that point, I'm ready to go full steam to get Rap-A-Lot. I see Lil J at the Soul Train Awards outside. We push up on him. He tell me Michael Harris don't own Rap-A-Lot. He do. He said Michael Harris is a rat. So moving forward, when Michael Harris came in the picture and they want to do something with Death Row, I was talking to him through David Kenner. David Kenner told me the situation with him, that they didn't have any money. Matter of fact, they would have met with Jerry Heller behind my back to try to cut a deal to bring Dre back to Ruthless. Moving forward, they signed a settlement. It was out the way. But more importantly, have a gag order. Well, they don't even supposed to talk about the shit. More importantly, the facts of it is this. When I came home, I talked to the lady Half Dead. She wanted to do an interview. So I did an interview with Half Dead.
Half Dead is her name?
She said some things about Lydia. But me and Lydia cool. But some of the things she was saying, I said, I guess that's true. That's what people say. They took that and the fact that they have something to do with Death Row. They never served me not one subpoena. Never. My lawyers is they lawyers. Nobody show up to court. They get $100 and some $1 million judgment. $50 million was because Half Dead said that basically she couldn't sing. So I said, that what I heard too. So you get $50 million because somebody said you can't sing and you never had a record out?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Me and Lydia settled. I gave her $1 million. She settled it. It was over. Michael Harris gets involved with his attorney, and him and Lydia go at it, and he went to divorce her. At that point, Lydia Harris was still on board. Michael Harris wanted to talk to my lawyer and another lawyer. They went to go visit him in prison. When the lawyer came back, they had a letter. The letter read that Lydia Harris better stay down and let them do what they want to do, or she going to be doing life like he doing life. And I'm looking crazy. The lawyer's looking crazy. And he continued to read. And he said, this letter's to Lydia, and make sure she knows this. So the lawyer read the letter that he wrote for Michael Harris. Michael Harris tells Lydia, the little Jewish kid that y'all stabbed to death and killed, I know what's up. Matter of fact, he said, I'm the one who told y'all to rob the little dude and torture him and get him to open the safe. So they tortured the little kid. The little Jewish kid dies. The lady next door knows him. She's mad because of her son. Next thing you know, another young guy who they made the fall guy, he get pulled over in the little Jewish kid truck because they looking for him, for the kid, rather. It's blood all over the truck.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They take him in jail. They check the DNA. It's a little Jewish kid blood. He's a teenager. Now, the deal fell apart. But I already had a signed deal. I already paid the money. But I'm not going to go and tell on this dude before he won't get out of prison. So the lawyer said, well, look, let him come home and we'll fix it. I let him come home. Instead of fixing it, he did a campaign lying, saying that he started Death Row. He a co-founder of Death Row. He did operations with Death Row. Not only is that crazy, he don't know none of those people on there. He don't know nothing I did. So to take away my credibility of my hard work from doing All Eyes on Me, the best album ever, the Chronic, the Doggy Style, the Dog Pound, I can go on. These people have nothing to do with none of this stuff. But to turn around, and I kept my end of the bar. We ain't gonna say nothing. I took a shot in the belly for it. But everybody committed bankruptcy fraud. But at the same time, even after he was going around saying, oh, I'm with Trump, oh, I'm over here, I'm over there, and people in his camp were saying, look, man, he did the honorable thing and didn't mention the fact that you told your wife and the next person to kill this little Jewish kid. Now you shooting him in the back. Because if he would have put the evidence in hand what the lawyers want to do, everybody be in prison, and he'd still have a $700 million company. So by saying that, Michael Harris, and they all make jokes about it, including with the lawyers, well, Trump won't be mad. It's not a white kid. It's a Jewish kid.
Okay.
It's still a teenager. And I got respect for Jewish people because a lot of my friends and a lot of my attorneys been Jewish. Just imagine what they would do to take from a black man.
Miss 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦.
Somebody torturing, killing a Jewish teenager kid to try to rob him and got the money from him. Turn back around and use that to mess up with my case and my company. Then turn back around not too long ago and say, hey, I'm good friends with the new DA. Tell Suge, apply me some bread. I'll tell the new DA to honor him, his appeal. And I do got a habeas in court. I want to win because I deserve to win. I'm not going to pay this dude no money to talk to the new DA to let me go. And if he got that much power, that much influence for them to not let me go, oh well. I'm going to believe in good. I'm going to believe in God and stand on right. But that's all I'm going to say about that situation. But the craziest thing about this is that there's no real lawyers out there.
Here we go, y'all.
I had one decent black attorney in my whole career. And that was Johnny Cochran. Every other black attorney is cold pieces of shit. The point.
You hear that? Now, you can't say all in any situation, right? Because I have a lawyer and he's black, and I'm sitting here in my mind thinking about getting him to, because he into music and stuff, but we was friends way before he was lawyers. We was friends way before I was doing this stuff. But long story short, think about it, man. A lawyer, dude, first of all, you got to look at lawyers like this. Real talk, man. Lawyers are there for a paycheck. They going to take your case. I tried to tell 10 people in my lifetime, just because a lawyer took your case, that don't mean you're going to win. You still got to fight in the court, man. How the heck, just because you hired a coach, you think your team going to win? Huh? Reality, man, needs to set in on some of these people. Check this out.
But the craziest thing about
he said,
there's no real lawyers out there.
There's no real lawyers out there.
I had one decent black attorney in my whole career.
I had one decent black. Yeah, there you go.
Every other black attorney is cold pieces of shit. To the point where there was a guy named Thaddeus Culpepper. This dude was not only was he working with the DA, not only did I not hire this guy, who they brung to me, this guy stole money from his own family trust account. He stole $1 million of somebody's check he put in his own account and went to prison for that. But at the same time, he took money from our people. He took jury from our people. And he's working with the DA. And when they was recording him going undercover.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And you can hear the recording for yourself. He was high off crack cocaine for 2 days and weed. Then he told me, Fletcher.
You have 60 seconds. I need to record these little interruptions, man. I like them.
My people. He took jury from our people. And he's working with the DA.
Good.
And when they was recording him going undercover.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And you can hear the recording for yourself. He was high off crack cocaine for 2 days and weed. Then he told me Fletcher was working with the DA. And I knew Fletcher since we was kids, junior high school. It was only 5 Bloods at that school. It was us 5. Then when I got a new attorney to get a declaration from both of them, Culpepper says Fletcher only want to fuck any woman attorney. They don't care about doing a declaration unless they have sex with them. Or Culpepper do some slick shit. So what I was saying on that point with Culpepper, Fletcher, another dude named Porter. Porter got everything from my civil case. Talked to the Harris and somebody know the Harris. Took some bread and sold me out. On top of that, some of the best attorneys who's black, that's all they do is get drunk, do drugs, and they don't like black men. So they sell us out down the river. They only make 5%. Well, it's only 5% of black attorneys. The men make 3%. The reason why all us black men getting so much time because we don't have nobody that look like us who's going to fight for us. And that's really important to the point where you got some of the biggest main attorneys, even civil attorneys. They really work for the white attorneys. These men have what you call, most of them are Q. I'm from the West Coast where it's Kappas at. They Q dogs. All these guys get together because they frat brothers and they mess over the people. And if I was coming home a single guy, I'd just mess with all the attorney wives. Because when they talk about their wife at home, it's crazy. They get to the point where saying, hey, even the biggest names you've seen on TV, they be like, I don't like my daughter because my daughter reminds me too much of my wife, and my wife is ugly to me. Well, you should have married a better bitch. But shit, I'd tag it if I was single. But enough of the negativity. Even though it's true, it's still negative. I just want to set the record straight and tell you and shoot straight from the hip. Michael Harris is a fake ass nigga.
Whoa.
Period.
Every
person want to take away that what I built and what Death Row stood for. Death Row stood for black home. Death Row stood for the West Coast and everybody in the West Coast. Death Row was about growing, even communicating with other states. But when it was all said and done, it was brought down by jealousy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It was built on hard work and talent. There's some guys that I know that just recently somebody talked to Rick Ross. Well, I don't know if it's calling Rick Ross because I know the real Rick Ross. Titty Man. They talked to Titty Man. And this particular guy is a drug dealer.
Okay.
He stated he gave money to Death Row. Then Titty Man repeats it. These are people that, they're not my enemies, but we not from the same neighborhood, so you ain't gonna give me nothing and I ain't gonna want nothing from you. But that's like constantly trying to dirty a good success story. You want to make it seem like a black man can't build a company unless it was done with illegal money. And that's not true. So when it's all said and done, these people knew the truth. That Michael Harris called the hit on a teenager Jewish kid, and they all participated in killing him. And they used that information to mess up my settlement deal. That's the most, I don't even know no words for it. You can't say I'm telling on the motherfucker because I gave him the opportunity to get out and fix it. You can't say I'm telling on him because he is the 137. They down with the FBI. I'm always taking a loss, but I never lose the fact that who I am and who God made me. Whatever you want to ask me, it's on the table to be asked. I can sit in the room with anybody. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you. And it's the facts of Titty Man running around with all these little extras. I'm not a rapper, so I'm not going to talk bad about the man, Ricky, or whatever you want to call his name. But I do stand for Tupac. He's not here to defend himself. I just recently heard him saying, all eyes on me, all eyes in the coffin, clown and pot. It's not surprising because you Puffy boy. At least you was. One thing about Puffy, I've been knowing Puffy probably more long than most of any of these people here.
Okay.
We didn't hang out together. We didn't talk together. We didn't have a party together. If a person drinks, if a person is an alcoholic, he gonna hang with alcoholics.
Facts.
If a person do drugs, he gonna hang with people who do drugs.
Facts.
If Puffy going up in y'all and y'all going up in him, y'all gonna hang with y'all circle. It is so deep when it comes to this. I had preachers, Noel Jones.
That's facts, man, because check this out, man. I probably known Puffy longer than a lot of people that know Bad Boy or whatever the case may be. I known Puffy way longer than Biggie. Rest in peace, and rest in peace to Biggie moms, man. God damn, that's a sad. That hurts my feelings. But I known Puffy when he was just throwing parties at Howard University. See, me and my boys, we started doing sound because we was in bands and stuff. We had the big speakers and the microphones and the monitors and the buttons. I was a button freak, man. I was all into the buttons. This is why I'm deep into this stuff, man, because we knew Puffy before his name was Puffy. I think they was saying, yo, Sean, or whatever. I don't know, because my man was dealing with the paperwork. I'm just pushing speakers and setting the stuff up. I'm running the crew. He running the business. I'm running the crew. And I remember on several occasions I'm winding up the chords or whatever, and Puffy and his crew over there laughing and talking. They in my way. I'm trying to get my work done. We trying to get out of here so we can go to sleep. See? So, excuse me, man. Oh, my bad, brother. My bad, brother. So Puffy was like, oh, my bad. I remember him throwing his hands up, y'all. Puffy. I ain't know his name or whatever. I remember his face, when I look at pictures of the younger generation of him, all I see is him backing up saying, oh, my bad, man. I didn't mean to step on the cord. I see you try to do your work, or whatever he said. In my mind today, we had a long conversation, but it didn't happen like that because I was just doing my work. So I don't mean to interrupt and everything, but I'm letting y'all know that these people had lives before they became rich and famous, man. I knew Martin Lawrence, too. He went to high school with me. Yeah. All right, so I ain't doing this stuff just to be doing it.
And y'all going for him, y'all going to hang with y'all circle. It is so deep when it comes to this. I had preachers, Noel Jones. They won't pay attention to me that much. They going to put their time into Puffy and go to Puffy house. I can ask one of these guys to pray for me. They say, you don't need prayer. I can ask TDJ for a handshake. He won't give it to Suge Knight. But we know what he give Puffy. One thing about this shit, the universe is changing. It's coming to the point where people can't hide anymore. But, like I said, it's your show. It's always great to support another black man. So I'm here to answer with any questions you want to ask.
Facts.
One more thing. Attorney Jasmine is definitely a great attorney. And honest.
So I gotta ask you, man, I don't want to waste no time. It's been a rumor going around that Pac, he was violated in prison, and people, they're alleging that you confirmed this. Can you speak on that?
No, this is the thing. There's no way to my knowledge that Tupac ever been violated in prison. When I went to go see Pac for the very first time, and it was his wife named Keisha who made sure I went to go visit him. When I went to go see Pac, it wasn't even about signing him to death row or getting him out of prison. I went to go visit him because he said he needed to see me. When I went to go visit Pac, he said he was never going to rap again. It's over. He said he had no bread. His mother didn't have a place to live. He had something he's publishing. He'll do whatever. And I told him, no, I ain't going to take advantage of it when he's up against it. And he should never say he would never rap again. He's too much incredible of a rapper. He got too much influence. And I always felt the same way. He's one of the best rappers to ever do it before he came to death row. And I'm quite sure if it was a situation where he was violated or something, he would have told me. Because I was there to go there anywhere he needed to go there. I ain't from New York, but I got a lot of good friends from New York. So if I say we're going to go, they're going to go. And whoever with them is going to go. I never read anything about Tupac being violated. But I'm going to say it like this. Pac is a real one. And if anybody can get beat up sometime, 10 motherfuckers will beat somebody up. But I'm quite sure if that really would have happened, Pac would have got on him. Or he'd have told me about it, and we'd have took a ride to his homies. It wouldn't have been like no repercussion behind it. But you know, everybody want to talk about the best. You put themselves in that car. Nowadays, you got to start asking people, who is you and where was you at? Because most people doing talking, they say the most craziest things to get some attention to make their name. That's facts. I ain't never going to sit there and say Tupac got his manhood taken in prison. Number one, if that did happen, it's definitely not to my knowledge. I would say no, it didn't happen. But if that did happen, what I'm going to talk about it for? I'm going to be action. The most I ever said regarding that situation is this, plain and simple. And I still stand behind it. I said, hey, even when they said Tupac got raped, you didn't see me talk about it. You didn't see me mention that. But what I did do, for a fact, when I heard certain people were said on the West Coast, who's knocking on their door? And they had some understanding, and they wasn't talking about it no more. But, you know, I look at it like words are just alphabets. People can take those alphabets and make them out to any word letter you want to say. That don't mean shit. I'm quite sure a whole bunch of people got some dark sides.
Amen. I know I do.
But I never believed that about Tupac.
Yeah, I'm happy you spoke on that, man. There's a lot of people running with that. But I want to ask you, who put up Tupac bail money?
Wait a minute, before we get...
That was me 1,000%.
Before we get to the bail money, yeah. I mean, that's your boy. So you're not going, you know, this is the thing, man. Whoever got the most money and the most power and the most ears to listen to them, then their story becomes the truth. Like, for example, everybody keeps saying that Tupac had sex with Faith Evans because, first of all, everybody want to believe it because they was Tupac fans. Me personally, I know Faith at the time when all this stuff was going down. I did a tour with Faith Evans. It just so happened the sound company I worked for that they hired to do the sound for this tour, I was an employee. So my story is, yeah, I was on tour with Faith Evans because she was on the stage and I was working the buttons. Okay. Damn. Anyway, but I got an opportunity to really talk to her I play instruments and stuff. So I got a chance to talk to her. I know what kind of person she is. And I know damn well she wouldn't open her legs up for a Tupac for any situation when her fame and fortune was running. Don't nobody want to believe my story. They want to believe what the he say, she say of Tupac was saying. And that's one of the reasons why I was never a Tupac fan, because Tupac was doing anything and everything to keep these rumors going on in the damn streets. He even told Biggie that. And Biggie's mother said the same thing, rest in peace. You know, or they just, come on, bro, you know how it is. We just trying to sell records, man. It's working. Go just roll with it. Stuff like that, man. Y'all gotta understand all that, man. So anyway, back to the interview.
Leave that about Tupac.
Yeah, I'm happy you spoke on that, man. There's a lot of people running with that. But I want to ask you, who put up Tupac bail money?
That was me 1,000%. How that works is this.
Hey, Amy.
I got a deal with Interscope.
Yep, that's Suge on the phone line.
Interscope was on their way out. If you go before me doing a deal with Interscope, nobody can tell you who Interscope was, Ted Fields, or Jimmy out there. I know black motherfuckers. Like I told Interscope, not only will I make Death Row worldwide, I'm going to make Interscope worldwide. The Chronic was already done. 187 on the Undercover Cop was already done on that soundtrack before I even went to Interscope. My situation with Interscope is this. They basically work for me. Because if they do what Simon says, they're going to listen what he wants. So, a lot of times, buying stuff with a Death Row check came with a whole bunch of problems. That's a black-owned company.
Tiny.
Buying stuff with a Universal or at the time it was MCA or Interscope check, that's a public trade company with white people. So, Interscope always owe me money every month, and they have a bankroll of my money. So if I tell Interscope to buy this house, they're going to send the money. But it's still charged to me. So nobody put that money up, guaranteed that money, and did anything to get
You have 60 seconds remaining.
out of prison but me. And if that's the case, why no one else done it? So many people say what they would have did. If it was a fit, we all be Trump. So that's that.
So, Suge, when Tupac got shot in Vegas, right? Y'all was in New York prior to y'all going to Vegas. If you can you give me the backstory where Tupac and Nas had that run-in and how Snoop got on the radio and made some comments that got Tupac mad?
All right, look. We go to New York. It's the MTV Awards. And, you know, I believe in doing everything big. At that point, once Tupac became to be a part of Death Row, the name was changed from Death Row to Untouchable Death Row, if you guys remember. So I ordered the plane. We go to New York.
Okay.
We go to the awards. We went to awards. We having a good time. There's a lot of tension there. Pac feeling a certain kind of way because, you know, he felt that the people in New York crossed him. And I had to explain to him, every person in New York is not a bad person. Now, some of the people who crossed you is weirdos. It's a time for everything. You can't hit the whole New York. He was ready to be a Plaza dude from the Fugees. We was all there. We shut that down. And we went over to the after party. The after party, Pac seen Nas. And Pac went up on Nas at about 100. Him and Nas started conversating. Anybody that know Pac is on gold status. That's all. Pac is going to be either or. Either you're going to go, get it in, or you're going to be a gentleman and be respectful. At that point, he was on gold status. And there was a slave dude named Steve Stouts. Steve Stouts, I'm going to let Pac handle his business. Him and Nas going to have a conversation. Either they're going to hug it out or fight it out. But they two grown-ass men. They two black men. So they having a conversation. Steve starts with talking about calling the police and calling people and breaking it down. So the only person really got super duper check was weird ass Steve Stouts. Brad ass Steve Stouts would call the police on him. So Pac and Nas had a conversation. Nas didn't push up on Pac. Nas just swing on Pac. They had a man-to-man conversation, I'm going to say that. It was understanding. From that conversation, it was good. Real good. Snoop was not there. Well, those dudes were scared to go hang out. They wasn't there. Was Snoop saying he was there? Not true. Anybody else saying they was there? Not true. Nas definitely didn't push up on Pac. And Nas definitely put his hands on Pac. One thing we know is go. And we all love Pac. Pac was representing the West Coast. Pac was also representing the East Side. Compton. There was too many homies there to let anything go bad when it came to Pac. But they had an understanding. For Snoop to say he was there, Snoop might as well be switched.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm not even going to go there and get on Snoop's situation.
Wait a minute. He said he might as well be, they're not recording, cut in at the worst time, man. Wait a minute.
But they had an understanding. For Snoop to say he was there, Snoop might as well be switched.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Snoop might as well be, snitching. I think he said snitching. Y'all let me know in the comment. I thought he said Snoop might as well be switching like sugar britches, but he said snitching. Let's see.
Say he was there, Snoop might as well be
switching.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm not even going to go there and get on Snoop's situation. Because everybody know how tight he and Puffy is. Everybody know he's going to lie and say what he's going to say. But nothing happened. And like I said, Pac up there had an understanding of where he's going to have it. Now fast forward, he back at the hotel. And everybody got their rooms, and I would have a special room that only person knew that room number is Pac. So I'm in there, and I got my company, a few of those, women in there. And I just bamming at the door, throw my boxers on, open the door up, Pac just runs in my room. I'm like, man, what's up? He like, you got a radio? He all pumped up. He cut the radio on, and we listened to Snoop on the radio. Snoop is, saying that's Pac on the bush. He'll do a song with Biggie. He'll do a song with Puffy. He'll do all these songs. So Pac was so mad because Pac loved those dudes. He always revived them.
Right.
And he brought it up. He said, man, I just came to fuck with you. But I put everybody on death row. I put everybody on my album. And made sure they was on my album. And Snoop was doing a video in New York called New York, New York. And one of the bad boy dudes was on the radio station talking about they distance, let's get them. So they went over there and they trailer got shot up. When the trailer got shot up, they called the studio. Me and Pac was in the studio. We got them on speaker. And they saying they trailer got shot up. We sent some homies out there who was already out there to make sure they was good. When we hung the phone, Pac started asking everybody in the room, it's engineers, it's producers, it's, runners. And Pac went around the room, where you from? Somebody said, okay, I'm from England. Are you good? Where you from? And each person that said they was from the East Coast, Pac fired this shit up. He fired them. They just tried to kill the homies. Smack. He go to the next person. Where you from? They were from the East Coast. He fired them. They just tried to kill the homies. So Pac run that up. He said when they tried to, when Biggie them tried to shot their trailer up, he was like, man, you see me beat everybody up from the East Coast in the studio. He said, I get on the front line for them. For this fool to go up there and get on the radio and say, f me, and he rhyme with them, it's on. So I'm thinking like, Pac on one, let's just, Get ready to fly back to the house, right? Every night before I completely turn in, you know, I had a rule. I always had to call my mother, and my mother know I made it. And I would hit Pac, and I would hit Snoop. You good? Yep. You good? Yep. That's it. That means everybody's straight. Now, either I'm going to sleep or I'm having fun, right? So both of these
grown men, artists,
was more than just artists to me. It was family to me. So when we got, you know, downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him. I stopped it. We ain't finna be doing all this in New York. Making us all look like we some idiots. I said, we'll have this conversation when we get to the house. We used to call the studio the Red Room. So whatever problem it is, we go in the studio and anybody fight, they fight. Once people walk out that door, it's over. So I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we got to go to the airport. Not the airport, but, you know, we had a private plane, still an airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac. Pac is crazy. Snoop rode in the van with the luggage, because we had a van to carry all the luggage.
Damn.
Everybody else was in limo.
Damn.
When we got to the private plane, I tell Pac, save the place for all this. Let's just get to the house and y'all have that conversation later. But Snoop never got on the plane and grabbed no fork or no knife and came by Pac and banged on him and all that type of stuff. Never happened. Pac can call every person out pretty much on death row. Not none of the homies and definitely not me, for his artists. And they all know they turned it down. And Pac done fired on a couple of them. And they know they turned it down. But you know, even though Snoop on this journey full of lies, I'm not here to drag him in the mud. Seems like he already in the mud. But Snoop wasn't trying to run it for Pac at all. And he definitely didn't gangbang at all. And for as us going to Vegas to the fight, nobody in our circle or death row doesn't go to the fight, and everybody go to Club 662 after the fight. Everybody. So we were surprised when Snoop didn't show up, because they got ringside ticket paid for. We were surprised they wasn't at the club. But later on, we all learned why Snoop did not show up.
Why he didn't show up?
The crazy thing about all that, it took a cold person, a cold group of people, to connect those dots.
From what you know, what made Tupac attack Orlando?
Well, the truth of the matter, it definitely wasn't nobody going to snatch Tupac chain. Number one, we wouldn't allow that. Number two, Pac wouldn't allow that. So it wasn't about no chain snatching.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Something was told to Pac to make Pac go on one. And when you really look at it, we know, everybody know, that was just a plot. That was just a plan. To happen what happened. When you tell somebody like Pac, his eyes on you, and these people getting paid to kill you, he gonna do what he's supposed to do. He gonna go. And what happened, happened. But there was a lot to go along with that. That it wasn't a coincidence. A lot went on with that. People say I had grades or fracking, but I got a 45 bullet into my skull. Still today. When things happen, they happen. And don't nothing make that type of movement. But jealousy, greed, and money. Cost Pac his life, cost me my freedom. Even though it didn't have nothing to violate me on. Even though everybody want to twist the story here and there. You know, I never judge people because I don't hear the words, but now I'm sitting in a place where I got time to listen. And for somebody to sit up there and say that I was there with Orlando, TPD, their lawyer, and my lawyer, I wasn't there because I was already in custody in jail. There's no way I should have got a violation, but I did. And that same violation came back to cross me up again. But all the other stuff everybody talking about, only thing I gotta say is this: stupidity, stupidity, stupidity. Whoever's involved in any of that type of stuff, nobody got. Damn, but y'all got some kind of weird stuff going on. Was it something going off every 2 seconds? Well, anyway, y'all sound like one of those old school drug dealers. But anyway,
old school drug dealers.
There's been so many people talking about it. It was not there. But Low from OFTV, you didn't have no conversation with Pac. You barely knew him. You was not there. All these lawyers who supposed to be for black people, who want to go and do documentaries.
Hold on. My bad.
Drug dealers. But anyway, for that situation, there's been so many people talking about it. It was not there. But Low from OFTV, you didn't have no conversation with Pac. You barely knew him. You was not there. All these lawyers who supposed to be for black people, who want to go and do documentaries and want people to say negative stuff about Pac or me or try to cost other black men up for a few dollars, you wasn't there. I used to have whatever Keefy D was going through, that was on him. All the people he told on his neighborhood or anywhere else, that still was on him. That's Crip business.
Yeah, that's Crip business.
When it got to the point when I heard now that he's saying this and he's saying that, he's saying this, he's saying that, all the people who was participating with him or being friends with him, that's on them. I have nothing to do with that case. I have nothing to say about that case. I have nothing to do with that case. And they should leave me out of that case, because that's not my case. And I have nothing to say. Until I found...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Keefy D was pounding on his chest like King Kong. I still don't want to see another black man either want to put another black man in prison. That's not me. But I tell you this. Don't bring me to Loserville. I call Vegas Loserville. Only way I will come to Vegas and sit in somebody's county jail if they can guarantee me that me and 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 will be cellies. Because that happened, I felt different than before. I got 6 punches to the stomach, 6 punches to the head, and 2 in the face. But still, free 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. That ain't me. You'd have to change.
If you can you take me through the moments before you got grazed and Pac got shot? Like, what was y'all talking about? Like, what was y'all listening to and doing, if you don't mind me asking? I know it's a sensitive topic, so, you know.
So, you know, everybody got different versions of what happened, what they thought happened. One of the things that's wrong is, I would say 95% of the movie they did that they called All Eyes on Me was false. Fake.
Hey,
not true.
y'all hear that?
And the people that was involved with that movie, people didn't even know Tupac. They might have seen him once or twice. Even if they seen him, they didn't have a conversation with him. Most people who talk about Tupac never met Tupac. They just use Tupac's name to get some fame. But I'll tell you this. I'm not getting all the details of it, but the fact of the matter is this. Yeah, we did get blocked in. Yeah. Frank Alexander said he was involved. Yeah. We did get shot. But we was having a real conversation. I'm like, all right, we're going to go up it this way. And
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Pac was like, let me drive. You bleeding out your head. You can't see. We joking. I'm like, shh. I know how to drive. He said, well, I'm going to take this oldies out you always listen to, and I'm going to put the song in. He said, it's my song to you. And the song started playing. I said, well, that's more like I'm talking to you than you talking to me. I was taking your collect calls. So Pac put on a song called You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. And we was bumping that. And it wasn't a situation where I hit my tires or something happened. They tried to kill us again and ran us off the road. And what happened on the strip. And so many people was claiming the club opened back up, and this happened. Most of all the people who have a story, I don't know who all have a story, but a lot of people who had a story was lying to try to cover their own ass. But I tell you this. There's some people that I talked to, and I heard this shit. They even see small videos of their stuff. Those people are so dead on that what really happened that night, how Tupac really got assassinated. Step by step by step. When I heard it, when I seen some of it, it took me right back to the 90s. I never in my whole life entered a time zone like that. When I say this, it shows you who blocked somebody in, who did what, who was involved, who played a part, who didn't follow us, who didn't come to the hospital, who got paid, who snitched on each other, who told on each other, and who was on one side was really with the other side. I never, in my whole journey of living, seen something so dead on.
So dead on.
And they're supposed to be having this coming out pretty soon. And I will get in the details of it, but it's just way too aggressive for a phone call out of prison. He did. This is crazy. So it's so dead on. Some people gotta start ordering them a plane now. Going to be with Russell Simmons after Russell Simmons raped all those boys and girls. It's crazy.
Sure. How you feel about the people that say Pac was going to lead Death Row?
Well, this is the thing. Some of it is right, but most of it is wrong. So what I mean by that, Tupac never wanted to leave Death Row. I mean, me and that dude was tighter than tight. You know, over the years, you have people who was 13 years old, or 14 years old, and they say Tupac had a conversation with him. Not. I'm not going to say no names. Tupac not going to talk to a kid about making a strong business move. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 and Quincy, rest in peace, but the truth is the truth, never was going to be involved with Quincy Jones and 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 with a label. I was there, really there at that dinner. I was really there when 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 was cool with it and Quincy Jones wanted Tupac to run him, spend the night with him. Pac never would have fucked with him. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 wanted to bring Quincy to meet with Pac. Pac said, he told me, you my big brother. I don't have no father. Come on. So they was thrown off a little bit. We all sat at the tables and 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 know the truth. And Quincy wanted Pac to spend the night to get to know him. And then Pac being Pac saying, well, you know, me and 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 going to be making noise. And then 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 said, I'm not going to be there. And Pac said, well, I'm going to speak back. Quincy stay with me, in my opinion. Hey, but you know, I ain't trying to throw Kevin Campbell on the bus and a whole bunch of the rest of them, but I'm quite sure they can all tell that story.
Whoa.
I was there when 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 acted like she was pregnant.
Whoa. Oh, come on, man. It's funny, man. He said I was there when she act like she was pregnant. What? Oh, my God. Here we go, man. We almost finished.
But I'm quite sure they can all tell that story. I was there when 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 acted like she was pregnant. And Tupac never had sex with her without a condom. How I know that? Because 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 said that. How I know that? Because Pac said that. So that's one truth. But what I will say is the truth is that after the situation with Snoop, Pac said, look, let's not trust them. Let's get rid of them. You don't need none of them. None of them. It's me and you. We can make this shit happen. We're going to do music. We're going to do the movies. We're going to do the merchandise. We're going to do it all. He said, you already manage me. We're already doing everything together. He said, but if we ever do something as a label, because I gave Tupac, I gave all my people their own labels. The reason why I did that, because I want them to grow. I wanted to be MCA, Epic, and Sony, and Warner Brothers, and Capitol, Arista. Why a black man can't be that? But besides that, Pac wanted to drop the name from Death Row to the Row. He was like deaf to those weirdos. So he never, not one time, ever said he wanted to leave death row. Besides that, technically, Pac wasn't on death row.
Technically.
Pac was signed to Interscope to one of the worst deals you can have in the music business. And he might have been getting 6, 7 points, or 8 points. I was getting $1 or $2. And Interscope paid $1 million for a video. They charged Pac the whole $1 million for the video. If I spent $1 million for the video, Pac pay half, I'll pay half. So I could have declined to keep Pac on death row and let him stay on Interscope, and I would have made more money, way more money. But the Interscope gave him an incredible bullshit-ass deal. And we can put the deals together and you can see for yourself. But, as usual, everybody want to make it a negative. And you have all these different people who had all these
opinions.
They would have bailed Tupac out. They would have did this for Pac. Okay, why nobody did nothing? Or they love Pac. So when Tupac got a star on a Hollywood Walk of Fame, why none of you motherfuckers came? These was Biggie. They made songs about him. Name one artist from Death Row contributed a song to Tupac. Snoop, we put out 2 unreleased Tupac's albums. Name one song that you was on. Gas, Corrupt, maybe I don't know. Any of you people, or anybody else. Everybody got an opinion. But you know, their opinion is like a mouth with a penis when they put in it. They on some puffy shit. But all this different things make no sense to me. I don't defend myself, and I don't feel the need to have to talk about it, because I know me and Pac's relationship. It was built on trust and loyalty. And I know one thing. Everybody can make me to be a bad man and say that I had something to do with Pac getting shot or Pac dying. I tell you this. If me and Tupac together, that's my little brother, that's my little homie. If he fighting 50 motherfuckers, he getting beat up. I'm going to be fighting 50 people with him, and we both going to be bloody fighting together. Even if we get beat up together, we're going to beat up together. If Tupac gets shot, and I'm there, we both going to be shot. But they're still saying, I'm the one had him shot. But the next person who claims they close with their artist, if their artist getting their ass whooped, they're going to leave them. If they feel somebody going to shoot their artist, they're not going to be in the same car. Not on my watch. I'm going to ride with him. It means I'm a...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You know, I must say, at the time I thought that could be one of the worst things in the world. Tupac to leave. I was being selfish. Pac never wanted to go back to prison. He used to tell the outlaws, shoot me, kill me. I don't want to go back to prison. I want to die first. The reason why he didn't want to kill himself, because he believed if he killed himself, he don't go to paradise. He don't go to heaven. But he used to call them pussies and say they were scared to, kill him. Everybody have a story. Everybody say, hey, Pac wasn't this, Pac wasn't that. But they never met him. They didn't know him. They had talked bad about Pac. I'm on the east side. I love all my homies. Yeah, we got some rats. We got some pieces of shit, but I don't gotta put them.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
But they always was down. They was born down on the ground. But then everybody making a living off Pac still today. You get a guy to say he lived in Malibu with Pac and never met Pac. But he's telling everybody, even the Kardashians, have him keeping up the Kardashians because he told them that, hey, he lived with Pac. Pac never met that dude. Only thing I gotta say is that there'll never be another Pac. So don't try to be that person.
Wow.
He already did it. Can't be done over.
I always heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that the artist on Death Row was jealous of Tupac.
Any artist, not only was they jealous of Tupac, some of them participate in the dark some of them participated in the downfall of Tupac. If you listen to those interviews, they're telling on themselves. If you listen to those interviews, it's a recording. If I was a real asshole, well, the asshole I used to be, Snoop knows. His recording is so deep. If that was out, he might as well put handcuffs on himself. Because the things he said about Tupac, you would know. But jealousy is worse than hate. When a person hates you, they just hate you. When a person jealous of you, they can never sleep or rest. All those artists was jealous of Tupac. Tupac was Death Row. If Tupac would be here today, Tupac would have been the person running Death Row. If Tupac was here, you know, Tupac wanted to sign 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦. I took Tupac to go see Gladys Knight. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 perform. He loved Gladys Knight performance. And he loved 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 performance. So Tupac was a businessman, a loyal brother, a loyal friend, and you always can depend on him. So if Tupac wanted to leave Death Row, shit, I would embrace him and gave him a hug and let him left Death Row. Tupac didn't want to go nowhere. But there's a lot of people that Tupac wasn't fucking with. He wrote letters to him. And he signed his name. He never said one to me. He never said one to Death Row. Only person.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Only person lost by Tupac not being here is me. Everyone else benefited. Tupac's mother became Tupac. She was making the money that Tupac would have been getting. The outlaws, and all the outlaws didn't know Tupac and was hanging with Tupac. So there's so many outlaws, you don't know which is which. But they benefit by saying they really part of Tupac. They even get other people who never met Tupac lying and saying that he stayed with Tupac. Lawyers benefited when Tupac passed away. Interscope benefited when Tupac passed away. Secretaries benefited when Tupac passed away. Only person's life got worse when Tupac passed away was mine. They sent me to prison. He took my freedom. If I was Pepsi Cola and a white man, I would still have my company. If I'm a black man, I didn't do not one thing to lose my company. Not only did I not do one thing to lose my company, they stole stuff from my company and purposely I went to these people and said, look, they're going to throw this judgment out against me. Number one, they filed for bankruptcy in 95 and didn't mention that they have any ownerships in Death Row. Matter of fact, when Lydia Harris, the judge asked Lydia Harris, do she have anything with Death Row? Do she have a partner? She said, yeah, my partner is the attorney. And she said, David. So she had half of the judgment, and he had half of the judgment. And he was my lawyer, and he was her lawyer, and she filed for bankruptcy, and he filed for bankruptcy. And neither one of them was able to say they had anything to do with my company because they didn't mention it on their bankruptcy. And they had trustees. The average person would put them in, you can go to prison for that. But they didn't. Also, if you got a car worth $1 million, or a car, you got something, you just say a Rolls Royce. They're worth $500,000, brand new. And you can't sell that car for $5,000. Reason why they sold Death Row so cheap. Even though I had a buyer want to give $500 million, $700 million, they sold Death Row so cheap because they didn't want to pay me. Because after all this is done, I did a Chapter 11. After all was said and done, paying the creditors, all the other money come to me.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Hey, Suge, putting it down, man. We're going to do a part 2 to this. This is part 1 right here. Y'all stay tuned for part 2. Don't go nowhere live stream. We're going to keep going. The live stream is going to keep going. So if you was on the live stream, you can see the whole thing. But we're going to break them up, man, because our equipment, we got new computers coming too, y'all. We're going to be the bosses up in this joint. Yeah, Suge, man, is definitely telling it like it is. He was there. He was Death Row. He telling the story from the beginning, but it's a 2-hour long story. So y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.